Okay, so this thing says we're live. Hello everybody. Been a hot minute. Let's see. Happy Halloween, Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. We're in 2026. Thank you for being patient with me as I've been trying to get really any kind of schedule episodes out, because trying to level out with guests is hard. Everyone's got their own lives. Trying to pinpoint things together and talk about conventions and cosplay is always difficult. But I've got with me one of my longtime oldest friends. Honestly, one of.
Yeah.
Shit, I forgot to ask you before the preamble. Are you cool by first name, or do you want to go by your username?
Yeah, I'm cool by first name.
All right, so this is Donny, otherwise known as SpvceVitch. Is that how you do it? Say it?
SpvceVitch, yeah.
SpvceVitch, okay.
Yeah,
I never knew.
Yeah, SpvceVitch. It's unfortunately on most platforms or Twitch, where I stream and established the username. Unfortunately, SpvceVitch spelled normally was taken. So my friend's like, well, just do that thing where you use V's as upside down A's. And I was like, okay.
Oh,
and
I never thought of it like that.
That was still taken. And so then I also made the W two V's. So it's SpvceVitch, but it is spelled SpvceVVitch.
Oh.
Which throws people off. It is an easier
Threw
thing.
me off.
That's why when I meet people, this happened at the con we'll talk about constantly, where I was like, just let me show you my Instagram name or my username. It's gonna be like, I could spell it out for you, but they're like, what's your username? I'm like, just give me yours. I'll follow you that
give
way.
Me the phone.
Yeah, just give me the phone. Like, I don't want to, because you're gonna look at it and be like, what does that say? It's like, no, it's SpvceVitch, but I had to make it complicated for branding reasons.
Yeah,
I wanted the brand, but someone else had it. Someone who was sitting on it. I think I looked up that Twitch, and it's like,
they haven't used it. Oh no.
They were just sitting on it, and I'm just like, great, cool,
love that for me.
But yeah, but yep, SpvceVitch. But I'm fine by going by Donny. But even all my social media, like, my name is straight out there. I don't care.
Yeah. In any case, that's who he is. I'm Blue. James, you know who I am. So
They, by the way, I'm just gonna set that.
What?
Oh, that I use they them. I just want to set that.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, oops. Sorry, my bad.
All good.
So yeah, we are gonna talk about, and I feel like if I go back in my history, I probably did talk about this con at some point in a previous episode, but MAGFest happened in January. You went.
Yep.
I always feel like it's MAGFest and CatchaCon. Those two back to back within the first 2 months of the year. That really kicks off the convention cosplay season. So
yes, and they're both in the same
venue. So I've only done Catch, I've never done Mag, even though everyone's like, oh, I gotta do Mag. It's all retro video game based. And it's like, maybe one day. Maybe when I make more money. As far as I know, I can only afford PAX East.
Yes. It is definitely pricey, I will say. And so I went to MAGFest for the first time last year. And it was my first con in, I think, about 17 years. I wasn't in the con scene. I hadn't gone since Anime Boston, either 2007.
Okay, yep.
I don't remember which year. It was either 2007 or 2008. I went to Anime Boston twice, and I don't remember exactly when the last one was. But always went with my friend Kate. And like, it had been 17 years. I don't count E3 as a con, because E3 is not a con. Like, not just by the name being like Electronics Entertainment Expo. It was an expo. Like, the vibe of it isn't con based. You didn't really see cosplay or anything.
You didn't really you don't buy stuff at a con or at an expo. Well,
yeah, no, there's some stuff, like, there's stuff to buy at an expo, but it's not the same as a con. It's not a con marketplace. There's not an artist alley. There's not really panels to go to. You go to expos to check out like the new hottest things. It's like growing up in Rhode Island, we would go to, I think it's the Providence Convention Center, like, held a bunch of stuff. They would have children's fairs there, but also with my family I went to a boat expo and
down at the
like software expo all at the same, and those are different. The vibe is different. E3 doesn't count. So MAGFest was my first. MAGFest, it's, again, take this with a grain of salt, because I, again, am someone who hasn't been to a con for 17 years. MAGFest is the best con. It is
I believe
incredible. Part of it is, I argue it is not a con. At least in how I understand gaming and anime cons and comic cons, as someone who hasn't been to much, but does have a lot of friends who both work the con circuit as artist alley dealers and also work the con circuit as professional cosplayers. And I follow and get all the info through them. MAGFest, it's in the name. It stands for Music and Gaming Festival. Yep. It is a festival. It is indoor nerdy Burning Man. It is a music festival. Like, you walk the halls at 3 a.m. and there are people in a jam center all dressed in Legend of Zelda stuff playing violin and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's 24/7. It is a 24/7. It's just a music festival. I was like bored and went to a rave at 1 a.m. and then went and played pinball at 3 a.m. Like,
it just reminds me of the fact of like that's what people view like Dragon Con in Atlanta. It's just a giant ass cosplay party in one hotel. That's what it is. So yeah, no.
Dragon Con, it's a like a city con. My friends say they like they basically like have a city block almost.
Yeah.
Because Dragon, one of my friends, who's, I think they would disagree, they're a professional cosplayer, but like they are a regular cosplayer. But Dragon Con is one of their favorites outside of like MAG.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, went to MAGFest. Would love to talk about it. That was just my preamble of like, here's my history.
Yeah.
And also, MAGFest is incredible, and everyone should go to it at least once.
Yeah, no,
because it is so different.
Right. No, I'd love to do it at least once. Like, because I mean, you know, I don't really do New York Comic Con anymore. Although that is something that like me and some of my friends, like Shelly or even my our mutual friend Rachel, would be like, you just go down for a day for New York Comic Con. Yeah, we could do that. Like, same with Rhode Island Comic Con. We go for a day maybe, but like, because
Anime Boston, I went for a day.
Yeah, pack seats. I'm going the whole weekend because I managed to get a media pass again.
Nice.
So it was just really the hotel. I'm bummed. I'm slightly bummed that I couldn't go to stay at my usual hotel, which is like right across the street from the convention center where PAX is being held. But then my backup was the Omni Hotel, which is the one that's attached to the convention center. So it's like, oh wait, nothing's changed. I'm still super close. So
yeah,
yay. Oh,
that's what like. Oh, sorry.
No,
go ahead.
Well, yeah. You can go after me because then I don't know if you saw that they PAX rolled out their general theming for the year.
No.
So like last year, or like, you know, some years they would have like the general theming. Like I think last year was like, you know, street graffiti, and then like another year was like very like space retro gaming. This one they're calling PAX overall PAXland. And if you look at the logo, it is like they just straight ripped it out of Disneyland. I was like, oh, I'm here for this. I am here for this.
Fascinating.
So, yeah, because then...
That's something that I wasn't aware of, that just, like, cons and some of these do, like, yearly themes. MAGFest does it. I didn't know that until last year. Yeah, MAGFest last year was Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes.
Sorry you missed it.
Yes.
This year was Mega Man X.
Yes.
Which,
you can immediately tell by the way MAGFest has their logo done up. Yep, exactly.
Yep. Which I think is cool. I will say this year, because that often influences cosplayers and merch.
Yes.
Depending on the theme, though this year, while there were a good amount, there were Mega Man X and Mega Man cosplayers, I will say there were not as many as there were Sonic cosplayers last year. But also, to be fair, MAGFest last year it's always in January. Last year, the end of December, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 came out. The movie came out. And the best of the Sonic movies. And
agreed.
So the amount, like, we recently did a movie marathon with my friends where we watched that movie. It does slap. I hadn't seen the other two before. I had only seen 3, and then we watched all 3 in a row. And I'm like, yeah, no, 3 is still the best. I was like, 3 is still the best. Like, 1 is fun, 2 drags on, 2's a little too long and has a whole subplot that's unnecessary. 3 is just a tight movie. It is just very good. The pacing's almost too fast, but I love it.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, so last year, there were so many, especially Shadow cosplayers. And last year I, was helping, same as this year, but last year I was especially helping my friends in Artist Alley. My 2 friends, Steve Yurko and Spooky Dead Skeleton. Look for them online, support their art, especially Spooky Dead Skeleton. They do, she does the con circuit. She is a Patreon and con artist. That is con artist. Patreon and convention artist. Like an Artist Alley artist.
Took me a second.
That is,
I get it.
Yeah, that is her livelihood. But I was helping her and Steve last year, especially helping behind Steve's booth, and he had like a really good Sonic Adventure 2 battle acrylic standee he has of the pose of the Sonic and Shadow in front of the moon, and he was telling me, he was like, oh, I should have ordered more of those. I didn't expect them to be so popular. And I'm just like, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 just came out. This is the Sonic MAGFest. That sold out so quickly. Because we would have, like, I remember selling it to a Shadow cosplayer. It was like, she was fully dressed as Shadow and just like, I need it. Like, yeah.
I need it.
This year, I didn't even notice that much Mega Man X merch this year from Artist Alley. Instead, there was a good amount of stuff for just, what's the hottest things right now.
I swear I remember one year the MAGFest logo was done up in Final Fantasy font.
Oh,
I swear I saw that one year. I don't know which year, but yeah, no.
I don't doubt that. Like, that makes sense. It's one of the things that I think is cool. Like, changing your theme and what that can bring. I'm excited to see what next year's is. I have absolutely no idea what it could possibly be.
I don't know. I'll probably look at it either during this recording or after, but if there's a MAGFest that slaps on Kingdom Hearts logo, as much as I hate the franchise right now, that might be the one I go to. Because I'm just...
That'd be a fun one. I'm just trying to think. I'm like... I feel... I'm really curious how they pick their themes and what they, like, base it on. It almost like... I feel like the Sonic one, because it had to have been because they looked at the schedule and they're like, yo, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 comes out a month before. We gotta do that.
Maybe.
Like,
I
would... Yeah.
I don't know if... I don't know if maybe Sonic had an anniversary that year.
It might have also. Or recently. I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, if you can twist things into being like, well, everything has an anniversary. It's the 17th anniversary. Like, you can do that easily.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very curious. But yeah, no, this year, still great, still awesome. Like I said, MagFest is becoming like I would love to get back into cons. My thing
Sure.
is just time and energy.
Yeah.
But MagFest has become my like focus. As like that's the one I will now go to every year. It's
No, absolutely. That's me and PAX East. Honest to God.
Yeah.
It's like New York Comic Con was fun for the time that I did go to, and then I think the one year I went without my dad, that was the last one I went to. It was.
I can imagine.
Was it?
Yeah.
I think it was. I think it. No, yeah, no, it was the year he died because he passed away shortly after because he couldn't go, so the tickets ended up going to my aunt and my cousins. So I actually got to go a day with them for each day, which was really nice. It was really fun. But yeah, no, I think ever since then hadn't gone back since, and that's probably a reason why. It's like, oh, hello. A giant orange cat just passed through for those audio listeners.
Yeah, my giant sweet son, he's going to his bed. He's like, wait, we're in the office now? Because he was asleep on the couch, and then I left.
My daughter's sleeping in her bed. Well, her bed / really it's my bed. But, yeah.
He won't sleep on my bed until I'm on it. And then he literally sleeps on my pillow right next to my head.
Tifa's done that a couple of times, but, she'll either sleep on my bed or on the little windowsill. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Right in my room.
Fugaro used to never. He used to sleep right next to me. But then sometime like a year and a half ago, he just decided, oh, I'm going to sleep on your pillow next to you. Yeah. He had never even slept on the pillow by himself before. That was just like, I woke up one morning with him next to my head, and I'm like, oh, I guess you do this now.
I guess this
and
is
he
a
just
thing
does.
Now. Yeah.
I don't know where or when it started, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So MagFest, you got the Artist Alley, you got the numerous, I mean, like you mentioned before, you got going to raves at 1 in the morning, playing pinball at 3 in the morning. I mean, they have like console free play room set up, much like what PAX East does.
Yes. I think it is the biggest console setup ever. Also, their arcade where pinball is, it is, I believe that during the 4 days of MagFest, when it is set up, it is the largest arcade in America. Just because I was talking with my friend, Jason Wishnov. Shout out to Jason Wishnov. Please, everyone, go check out People of Note. It is his indie game that is coming out soon. Go support it. It is a turn-based RPG musical. It is inspired by Final Fantasy and stuff, but also musicals. It is a musical turn-based RPG. People of Note. This is free marketing. He's not paying me for this.
Oh, great. Well, now you got me interested. Thanks a lot.
You would dig it. You would dig. People of Note.
I would dig it.
Awesome. And he's been working on this game since like 2017.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah.
And pitching it, and it's being published by Annapurna. So you know it's legit. Yeah, you know it's legit.
They did Stray. They're doing
published by Annapurna.
They did Stray. They're doing Mixtape. I'm so goddamn amped for.
Yep. They also did Sayonara Wild Hearts. If y'all haven't played that one, that is one of my favorite games of all time. It's Annapurna. They do a lot of like very artsy indie games. Well, they publish. They're a publisher.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my friend Jason, who I bring him up because he was at MagFest, and it was his first time at MagFest this year, and he was there promoting People of Note. And it, like we were talking, and the arcade, when they set it up, he said that it is the largest arcade in North America during the 4 days that MagFest is set up in National Harbor, Maryland. Yeah, it is massive. It is for the people who don't know, MagFest is at the Gaylord in National Harbor, Maryland. It is a hotel/convention center, all the same. It's where KatsuCon's also held. And the big, convention floor rooms, it's basically 4 warehouse-sized rooms all connected to each other. And going from left to right, you have the free console play room, which is every console you have ever seen in your life, all set up, multiple of them on tables going from NES to SNES to Genesis to PS1, PS2, like Wii, Switch, Wii U, GameCube, like Xbox, like all of them.
Yeah.
Just set up in a room with stuff, with games already set up there. You can also go and, like, I believe you can check out a game and bring it there. They also have a bunch of stations for tournaments, because there's tournaments going on. And then free play fighting. My buddy and I sat down and did some free play Smash Brothers Ultimate. I felt bad because we literally called one as our final, and this random person showed up. He's like, "Can I join you too?" And we're like, "Oh, we're literally leaving. We're like, we literally said this was our last. We're sorry." And we weren't like just being like, "Oh, we don't want to play a stranger." We were like, "Oh no, we have to go meet people. Sorry." And then the room next to that is Marketplace, which is at MAGFest. There's not a separate Marketplace and Artist Alley. It's all the same. So you have some people who are selling stuff because they work in a business, and then you have Artist Alley, which, again, massive. Then next to that is the Indie Showcase. It's a bunch of indie games. It's a massive room of indie games of just people showcasing them like you would see at PAX East or MIGS, except MIGS is all that. I don't know if MIGS still goes on. No, they still email me. People don't know, MIGS is an indie game showcase in Massachusetts every year.
Oh, that I did not know. I did not know that's what it stood for. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, it's indie game showcase. I don't know what the M stands for. I don't think it stands for Massachusetts. It might.
Massachusetts, Metro.
Something. I'll look it up while I talk. But and then the next room over is the arcade room, where it's just a massive, like I said, a warehouse room where you have literally 5 rows. And when I say rows, I mean like you walk down an aisle and you got pinball machines on both sides of yours, 5 of those in a row, and then you have whole bunch of other arcade cabinets in the first half of the room for like light gun games and just any stuff, beat 'em ups, all. And then the second half of the room is just all different rhythm games. A massive rhythm game section. People go and just stay there for hours. People go, they have imported like the Japanese, every Japanese rhythm game, including like the ones where like you gotta, slap the machine, and you see people going there with gloves because they're like, "This, I know how to play." And
this
they go,
is my
like,
personality.
Prepared. Yes, and I absolutely, I'm the pinball person. I go like this year when I wasn't wandering with friends or running errands for my friend Spooky Dead Skeleton at Marketplace. You could find me playing pinball. I played so much pinball, specifically John Wick pinball. John Wick pinball is very good. It's just...
I never knew you were big into
it's
pinball.
Incredible. It happened in the last 10 years. Pokemon pinball for the Game Boy Advance did it for me. That's what got me into pinball.
Oh yeah, I remember the Game Boy Color version of those. Yeah.
Yep, and the Game Boy Advance version I have on my Wii U, and I play every few years when I want to, and I have I've got an incredibly high score, and I've got I once got a score so high that my roommate and I used to compete, and I came home one day, and he had the day off, and he was like, "You're not going to beat this high score. I think our competition's over." And then I shattered it, and he came home one day, and I said, "Check it," and he's like, "Yeah, I think we're done." And so...
We're done.
He just never was able to beat me again.
Yeah. So did you go...
and then later, after I moved away, I was playing it again, and on one of the maps, he still had a high score, and I beat that, and then I took a photo and sent it to him. Because I'm awful.
You're a menace.
Yep.
You're a menace! Yeah, that has been J. Jonah Jameson impression for the day. Oh my god.
Oh, Montreal International Game Summit is MIGS. I'm thinking of... IGS? I'm thinking, but anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow, we were way off.
I was way off. I forgot MIGS is the one in Montreal. the one I'm thinking of in Massachusetts, it is still an indie game showcase. But yes, that's all reference.
All right.
Okay.
So did you stay multiple days for MAGFest for this year?
Yes. Yes.
Whole
Same
weekend?
with last year. Whole weekend. In fact, I stayed. I got in a day early and I left a day after to give myself that buffer.
Yeah.
Because MAGFest starts Thursday afternoon and it ends Sunday afternoon.
Okay. Yeah.
And it ends at like 2 or 3 Sunday afternoon, and it starts at like 2 or 3 Thursday. But I stayed until Monday morning. And so I hung out. It's the vibe shifts so radically Sunday night because you have a few people who stay into it. Like we went to one of the restaurants. We went to a fancy restaurant at the end. A group in full cosplay. We're all in One Piece cosplay.
Okay.
And we go in, and this is where a work conference was starting to come in that Sunday. So we're in there, and there's a bunch of older folks like are looking at us weird, but we sit down at our table, we're like, oh, this feels weird. And then we look at a table right next to us, and it was another table of One Piece cosplayers. So we're like, we're not the only ones here. We're like, okay. That's still good. But the vibe was definitely so different because you started seeing the people walk around and like, oh, these people aren't here for MAGFest anymore.
Yeah, if I was more confident with my current finances, I would stay into Monday for PAX East. I've done that before, but I don't want to roll the dice on it, especially because I can only afford so many days off at my current job. But I mean, it's not that long of it. It's just like a 1-hour train ride. I mean, the only thing that's kind of, unless I'm able to get a very super early train ride in, because I feel like the last couple of years at PAX East, I've missed the so-called media hour that the convention has on the first day, and the first day only, which is kind of weird, where basically the hour before the expo hall opens, those with the media pass can go in to the expo hall and wander around and check it out. Which
that's great.
I've done that for I think 1 or 2 years, but it's just a matter of can I get there early enough.
At MAG both last year and this year, because I'm there helping to a degree my friends in Artist Alley, I do have a vendor pass, so I'm allowed to go into Marketplace and all this stuff early. I can check things out because you have to go into setup.
Sure.
But it makes it so that I always forget that MAGFest doesn't start till Thursday afternoon because I'm in Expo Hall at like 9 a.m. and being like sitting being like, hey, where is everybody? Like, what's going on? Though this year, it actually, it was supposed to open, like, Expo Halls is supposed to open at 2. And that's, Expo Hall is all 4 of those buildings, or rooms I was talking about. So from consoles, Marketplace, Indie, and Arcade. They didn't open doors till 2:50. It was a 50-minute delay. And
really,
it was insane because I was like, I wasn't working that time. I was with my other roomie, who I was rooming with. That's like, oh, we'll walk around and hang. And I was gonna go help M. That's Spooky Dead Skeleton. I'm like, oh, I'll wander around and then I'll check in on M. And so we're walking towards Expo, and it just becomes a mass of people because everyone's waiting to go in, but they're being held back. And like, I'm standing in there and being like, I don't know what's going on. We're asking, people are like, we don't know. They won't let people in. We don't know. And I'm like, that's strange. And then my roommate was like, use your vendor pass. Just go in. I'm like, no, that feels like, that feels like I'm making use of a privilege and like taking advantage.
Sure.
But I have chronic health issues. I am disabled. I suffer from pain. And so we were standing, and it was another 10 minutes of just standing in this crowd of people and just standing there, and I'm in a lot of pain. And so my roommate's like, just go. And so I used my vendor pass. I moved through the crowd. I got in, and I checked in.
Yeah.
None of the vendors knew what was going on either. In fact, they didn't realize people weren't in. In fact, some people snuck past security earlier because there were people without vendor passes shopping. So all the vendors thought it was just light. They were like, yeah, it's weird. We're not getting a lot of people right now because they thought it was open. They see a few people shopping.
Yeah.
And I check in with them and they're like, wait, it's delayed. I'm like, they don't know. I then go ask a MAGFest volunteer. I'm like, hey, have they said anything on why people aren't being let in? He's like, nope, they haven't told us anything.
Ooh.
And I'm just like, oh, cool.
Oh, fun.
And so I'm hanging out more, and we don't know. And then the volunteers, the folks who run the info desk for all of Marketplace, they're great folks. One of them came back with info and was like, yeah, one of the other expo rooms is having technical difficulties. Something with maybe the lights are, we're not quite sure.
Okay, yeah.
And like, so they were delayed, and like I told her, I was like, oh, okay, there was some confusion because we're seeing some people walk around without vendor passes already. They got in, and she just like put her head in her hands and was like, oh, great, they got, like, cool, they got through security. That's not great. And then eventually a guy came by and was like, sorry for like, and yelled to the vendors, sorry for the delay, the vendor hall is now open. And he says that, and they still didn't open the doors for another 5+ minutes.
Oh,
so he yells that, and we're still like, what is going on? And then the floodgates and everything. But my roommate, who was still outside because he didn't have a vendor pass, was saying that, like, people were getting actively angry. And he was, like,
I
worried about, like, and people are now getting tired and trying to sit down. And MAGFest folks were yelling at them, being like, no, that's a hazard, don't sit down, which is true. But it's still like, people are getting agitated, and we are starting to worry that, like, uh-oh, what's gonna happen? Like, mass crowd of people getting angry. Like, but luckily, it went through. No problems. But yeah, it was a little bit strange and dicey at first, of, like, opening Artist Alley.
Sure. And that only happened one day, the opening day. The rest of the con went smooth.
Oh yeah, because because also, and I don't know if you know, and the listeners might not know, MAGFest is a 24/7 con. There is no like, okay, stuff ends. Like, Marketplace is open 24/7. Now that doesn't mean every artist. That
doesn't mean you're gonna stay there and pitch a tent and get your sweeping bag and go, I'm sweeping here now.
No. Like,
no.
like certain art, like my artist M, she just, like, 8:30, anytime between 8:30 and 9:30 p.m. she would wrap up shop, go enjoy MAGFest, and then open at like 9:30 or 10 the next day. But some folks, like, were like, yeah, kept their Artist Alley stuff open like to like 2-3 a.m. because people are still walking around. And
yeah,
like, that's what, when I said playing pinball at 3 a.m., I wasn't joking. I played pinball at 3 a.m. because it's open whenever.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. That's what another friend of mine, who they were going for the first time, they had messaged me like a few days before and was like, is MAGFest an after party con? I want to, like, walk the streets with other nerds and, like, be drunk. And I was like, MAGFest is the party con. I was like, it's not an after party con. It's 24/7. And they didn't realize that. They were like, what? It's like, yeah. It doesn't stop. The only thing that limits you is, do you need to go to bed, and where you stay? Because that's the other thing at MAGFest. The hotel, because it's in the Gaylord, is a hotel. And they do a lottery system to get rooms. It's not first come, first served to book. It's a lottery. The lottery's a mess. They hold some rooms for, like, guests, but they don't give priority to artists or people working, like, vendors.
Nope.
They don't give priority. We lucked out this year. We got Gaylord, but I wasn't at the Gaylord last year. I was staying over the bridge, so I had like a 15-20 minute Lyft or Uber ride, which can make it feel disconnect. Like, that's why I wanted Gaylord this year, and if I never get Gaylord again, I'm at least getting a room in the National Harbor, because it breaks your immersion. Because during MAGFest, you feel like it feels like you're in a secret nerd city. It's a pocket dimension. I call it every time. It is a pocket dimension.
Yeah,
While you're at MAGFest, nothing else exists except MAGFest, and people are super nice and friendly and great.
That is very weird. Like going into Disney World, nothing else matters. You are in a pocket dimension. You're surrounded by Disney.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I remember the 2 times I went to Capcom. I didn't get a ticket to the convention. I lobby-conned it before they stopped that. So, but I didn't stay at the Gaylord. I stayed at the Wyndham, which is like around the corner. So, wasn't that bad of a walk.
Yeah, and
with a giant group of people. Yeah.
Yeah, it is not bad at all if you can get in National Harbor, and definitely always try for the Gaylord. I mean, but again, it's a lottery. So you don't know. It's a risky lottery too, because they do the lottery and then this year they did like a second. Oh, here's a second lottery draw, and then they did a third, and we got our notification that we got a room at the Gaylord end of November, and MAGFest was the first week of January. So if you're waiting that long for the raffle, all the other hotels in the area are booking up, and so if you don't get in, you are then across the bridge. Which it is. I've never loved that system. It makes the idea of the lottery system is fine and fair versus first come first serve, but it is. I don't like how last minute you kind of have to bank on. Again, we got lucky, but last year I was panicked by it, so that's why I got a hotel over the bridge. And then my friend M did get a room at the Gaylord, and I was like, I already booked a hotel, so they had to find a different roommate, and I didn't get to be at the Gaylord, and I regretted that. And that's why every year I'm like, I'm not gonna panic. If I'm going with the same folks every year, and I know people going, I'm like, okay, we have a group, and I'm gonna trust the folks who have done Emma's done MAGFest for over a day. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, I mean, if I can luck out with my, job situation, maybe MAGFest is in the cards next year. Maybe. Although then again, my friend Shelly and I, we are banking on Disney 2027. We're hoping.
Land or World? I assume World.
Yeah, and then
it's closer your way.
Yeah, because then we both want to do Epic Universe for a day. So we get, because what we're trying
Epic
to
Universe is the new Universal stuff, right?
Yep, with the Harry Potter, Island of Berk, Super Nintendo World, Dark Universe. Yeah, we want to try all that.
Oh yeah, Dark Universe is living on as a theme park thing. I'm jazzed about that. That's so funny for my friend. I'm not gonna derail us to talk about how funny the Dark Universe is, but it's so funny.
Yeah, no, that's Shelley's thing. They're into the whole classic Universal Monsters horror stuff. Yeah. So that's their land. My land is Super Nintendo World, so that's what we're gonna do. The hopeful plan is I rack up enough Marriott Bonvoy points to then because then whatever we don't have, we'll split the difference on remaining points, because we want to try to stay at the Swan and Dolphin Hotel, and that's a Marriott hotel in Disney World. So within the park, so that's what we're hoping. But and then we're gunning for because we were just talking about it recently, because we're hoping to go during the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival. That's in the spring. And if we're thinking
I have a magic band from it.
Yeah, because we're thinking if we're gonna do it that soon, March into April, we're probably gonna be booking the thing by the end of the year.
Yeah.
So we're just fingers crossing things get better for the two of us, money wise. Yeah, because I mean, I pretty much can only afford maybe one to two trips this year, or each year max. I don't know. Well, actually, I do know how I was able to spin Japan and PAX East the month after. I know how.
Oof. That is a.
I had a lot
I'm
of-
not even looking at like the money stuff. That's just a lot of like. That's just exhausting.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, I had some costs paid for, but I mean, it was, you know.
I'm still recovering from MAGFest, and luckily my next big event, I wasn't doing Katsu. I am. I have two things in the winter that I look forward to, which is MAGFest now, and out here in LA, every President's Day weekend is the Endless Nights Vampire Ball, which is a giant vampire costume party thing with its own marketplace and stuff of people selling witchy and vampire stuff, but everyone going in like outfits, and people go crazy for it. I've seen people like, I think it's relevant to this podcast because there is cosplay there. It's just people's own vampire cosplay. There's a dude, I've seen him at 2 of the years I've gone. This will be my 4th year in a row. Like full, like space marine armor and stuff. It looks like futuristic, but he's got like tubes, and the tubes are like glowing red, and like and he's like basically a future vampire, like space marine vampire with glowing red. Like he looks sick. There's people with incredible outfits, and there's always a contest. There is a costume contest.
Okay.
And it is incredible. It is so fun every year. Part of me is thinking like I need to look up how you get into it, because this year's going to be my best outfit so far. But it still probably won't be worthy enough to be in a costume contest. But who knows? I just go for fun. I freaking love Endless Night Vampire Ball. But those are like my 2 cosplay things I look forward to. Because I do costume stuff for Endless Nights and MAGFest. Last year was the first time I ever like cosplayed at a con. And did 1 costume, and then this year I did 3.
I was going to eventually ask. Yeah, no. Okay, wow. 3, God. Oh God, yeah, I can't do that anymore. I can't do that. I don't have most of my outfits are gone.
So 2 of them were bot cosplays.
Okay.
With me making some adjustments, but really the adjustments were just props, like prop stuff.
Right.
I do Smoker from One Piece, and the jacket and stuff I got is good, but the jacket, it didn't include any of the cigars, so I handmade all the cigar props. I didn't because I was like trying to find prop cigars online, and all of them sucked. So I said I'll just make my own, and they look fine. They're not great, but they look passable.
They're fine.
That, people like it. Then I did Corazon from One Piece, which I threw that in at the last minute, because the only reason I have a Corazon costume is Corazon has a big black feather jacket. And I wanted a big black feather jacket for Vampire Ball last year. And I couldn't find any good looking ones online unless I ordered a full Corazon cosplay. So I said, I'm gonna do that. And so I just had the cosplay of this character that I was like, I'm never gonna cosplay him. He's not a character I like love. He's a character that's cool, but he's not me. But this year I was like, fuck it. Why not? Like,
why not?
Why not? And then I realized a week before, I'm like, I could do like a closet Asterian look. And then that ended up being the one like I focused on the most, because it was a closet look, but I started being like, no, I want it to be good. That like the day before I went with a friend to CVS, there's a CVS right next to the Gaylord. And I bought like $100 worth of makeup and looked up a tutorial, because I looked up a tutorial on how to do Asterian makeup. And it was also the first time I really ever did that much makeup for myself. It's something I need to work on in general better, but most of the time I only ever do like eyeliner and lipstick. This time I'm like, oh, I'm doing full foundation, contour, everything. And I think I overdid it. in some of the pictures, I'm still looking through the raws that the photo shoot I did, because it was my first con photo shoot too. I
Yup.
was both in the Baldur's Gate group photo shoot, which I will never see these pictures because literally you're all supposed to upload, but the uploads weren't working while you're in MAGFest internet, because MAGFest's internet is bad.
This is
And
true.
then since then, I uploaded, I looked, and I'm like, oh, I'm the only person from the Baldur's Gate group who has uploaded photos. I've only seen one of the Asterion photos because I saw a fellow Asterion who posted the group photo on their thing. I'm like, hey, there's me. I see me.
There I am.
Some of those photos I want to see. I thought they were going to be good.
Yeah.
But then later, that a friend of mine who's a cosplay photographer, we did a shoot. It was my first shoot. And I want to get into it more and start when I have the time. This is the thing. While at MAGFest, I'm like, I will focus all this year on like enhancing this costume, doing this stuff. And then I get home and I'm like, oh, I'm tired. I'm tired all the time. So I don't know if I'll actually focus on doing that, but I want to slowly build up costumes and not just use fully bought costumes. Instead enhance mine a bit and do some work on them. My dream cosplay is eventually at MAGFest, I want to do Father Gascoigne from Bloodborne, which is
okay, yeah, all right.
A really cool costume. That's gonna take a lot of work because I can't do it without also learning how to build props. So I'm going to need to build a trick act.
Yeah.
But that's now a goal and a dream. But because it went from like, yeah, I just did Smoker last year. Let's see what it's like cosplaying. And then this year I'm like, I did 3 and I want to continue that. And maybe start doing some other cons, but time and energy. I could always do AX, but the problem with AX, for those who don't know, Anime Expo out in Los Angeles. It's one of the biggest cons in the country. The problem with AX is most of my friends who go to AX are working AX.
Right.
So I would be going alone, and AX is so insane, I wouldn't really see them.
Nope.
So that's why I have not gone yet. But I'm willing to change that, maybe work on more cosplay stuff. But it was cool. It was cool this year doing multiple cosplays and like I don't know. I don't know how people do it. I have friends who I have friends who are doing 2 cosplays a day.
I look
They
at
have
the
a
lineup
morning
and
and a
be
night
like,
cosplay.
what I mean, no, I don't do. People don't do that anymore. They do it rarely. Yeah.
I still have some friends who do like 2 cosplays a day, a morning and a night.
This is my AM cosplay, and this is my PM for the rave cosplay. Exactly.
Yes, exactly. And I'm like, no, I spent 2 hours on makeup this morning. I'm Asterion all day. I'm not changing this. I'm just gonna be Asterion.
Yeah.
I also want to on this give a shout out to the girl that when I was hanging out in the cosplay area, there's an area where people are cosplaying everywhere, but there's an area at MAGFest, and since you've been to Katsu, you know the area with the gazebo on the 2nd floor.
Yes.
And that area you just
gazebo.
go. Yeah, you just go because people are going to be hanging out there in cosplay.
Yup.
And so you could just chill. So I went with a friend while I was not in cosplay, just to check things out and everything. And I was complaining to a friend that I'm like, I don't feel like I'm getting a lot of compliments when I'm in cosplay or on my outfits. Like I was getting in my own head that I'm like, I don't know if my costumes are that good. And I'm just wearing my normal clothes. But normal clothes happen to be a big purple cardigan covered in eyeballs, an eyeball shirt. I'm wearing purple horns, purple pants. Like my outfits are very often ostentatious. And this girl walks by a few minutes after I said that and just goes, "Oh, I love your cosplay." I was like, thanks. I was dressed as me. Like, I was not in cosplay. But, so I really appreciate I want to give a shout out to that random person. That helped my ego so much. Just being like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
You think I'm cosplaying? I'm dressed like me. Which
This is my
I always
original
say to people.
My original OC.
My OC.
Please do not steal.
I always say to people that I tend to dress like I want to help people win a game of spot the anime protagonist, or spot the anime character, where it's like, you've seen those freaking screenshots of like anime where it's like all the other characters are just the most normal looking, and then there's the one person with big spiky hair or colorful outfit, and you're like, oh, they're the main character, or they are a main character. I've also, people have said that I dress like a stand user from JoJo, which is also kind of what I go for, because they always joke in JoJo of like, someone here's a stand user, but who can it be? And it's always a person who's dressed insane. That's my goal in life, is I try to dress so people are like, oh, that's a stand user. Yeah, that's me. And so I really appreciate that person who saw my outfit and recognized me as a stand user. And
all right,
so big thanks to them. That was great. It did make me laugh.
Were there two things? I also know there are panels at MAGFest. Did you go to any? Or am I only wrong? There are no panels.
Oh, there are panels. There are definitely panels. I only went to one, which was my friend Jason Wishnoff's panel for his upcoming game, People of Note.
Okay,
Again, wishlist it on Steam. That really helps. Even if you don't buy it, if you wishlist the game on Steam, the Steam algorithm will push it up higher.
Right.
And so definitely support my friend that way. And it's also going to be a rad game. And I have a bunch of other friends who either helped on it or like are voices in it. Also, Erika Ishii voices a character in it. So.
Oh shit!
Do that.
Took me a couple seconds for the name to click. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, Erika. Well, not only Erika and Jason are old friends. But Erika also did audition. It's not a nepotism. Like, Erika auditioned.
Yeah.
Also, if anyone's thinking Erika Ishii is getting roles through nepotism, you're crazy. They're incredible. Like, you've seen all the things they're headlining. It's like, I almost was like, Erika doesn't need to audition. They could just be like, hi, I'm Erika Ishii. But Jason himself actually is a former voice actor. So, he is Byakuya Togami in all 3 Danganronpa games. In the English versions, people know him. He's also Nocturne in League of Legends, but most specifically, he's one of the only recurring characters across multiple Danganronpa games, which is his biggest claim to fame. He announced that during the panel, and I already knew that, but a bunch of people in the audience were like, oh, wow, like, realized. But no, I missed all the other panels. I'm a little sad. There was one other panel I would have wanted to go to, but I literally found out about it 5 minutes after it started while I was in my hotel room getting cosplay makeup put on me for one of my cosplays. And it was a panel about just how to make inclusive spaces in gaming and stuff. And two colleagues of mine, 2 friends who run a mixer out here in LA called Game Dev Perk Up, which every other month is basically at a coffee shop on a Saturday. A bunch of game devs come and just mingle, and I've been going to them for ages. I actually now table at those for UVW, which is the United Video Game Workers Union. And so I was sad because I didn't know either of them were going to be at MAGFest and have a panel about the thing that like I support and I kind of work at. And so it was really funny when I found out about that panel. I'm like, it's already going on. Luckily, I ran into them when they went to Jason's panel. So I still got to see my friends and be like, I didn't know you were here. And that was exciting. There's a lot of people who went to this one for first time. There's also, there were a bunch of panels about cosplay and stuff. We, on the plane out, met, I need to relook her up, but she was actually one of the panelists for the cosplay contest and was also running a panel, and we met them while heading out. They're an old head cosplayer, like in their 40s, have been cosplaying. Jesse Pridemore.
Oh no, I know. I don't know
Yeah.
Jesse, but I know of Jesse. Yeah.
You know of Jesse. Yeah. No, we met Jesse during our flight out.
Nice.
And it was another funny thing where it's like, oh, you know a bunch of people I know. Like,
Right.
that makes sense. And met them going on the way out, and they had a panel about, it was like how to be lewd in cosplay, but how to wear skimpy clothes modestly, I think was what it was called. And
Sure.
I told them I'd go, but I completely missed it. But yeah, no, there's a bunch of panels.
Yeah.
So it is still a panel con. It is a con where you can go and just be like, hey, this is the thing I want to do, and you could be happy doing it. There's a whole, I didn't even talk, there's a whole tabletop board game room. There's a whole tabletop RPG room.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, you could just go and just play card games, play Magic for the entire weekend.
Yep.
You could go play pinball the
Yep.
entire weekend.
Yep.
So it's fantastic. Like, it literally, everyone should experience that at least once, because it is truly.
I do want to.
Like,
I'm dead serious.
it is a different experience. I understand the money, so obviously I'm not pushing like, yeah, spend a lot of money. But it is a cool thing that if you're ever able to, and I'm saying this to you, I'm saying this to the audience, if you are ever able to, even once, go to MAGFest. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's
no, you
like,
just
it is so different.
You just reminded me of a couple of things. One regarding like the voice acting. I just distinctly remember, and I'm like iffy if it really was him, but I think it was the 1 year where I had my full blown Prompto outfit from Final Fantasy 15.
Okay.
When I had the year that I had the wig, because I cosplayed him twice, both at CatcherCon. 1 year I had no wig, the other one I had a proper wig. I had a proper wig, and I swear, I think I saw the voice actor for Prompto in passing, because he just smiled and nodded at me. It did not click until afterward that I think it was him. It was Robbie Damon. So I was like, oh, if only I was smarter and realized it.
Yeah. Oh, I get that feeling for sure.
And then, like, regarding panels, I mean, the most recent panel that I went to that was really memorable, it was at PAX East last year, and it was the big Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering panel, because they just about to launch the cards, and Ben Starr hosted it, and it was great.
Oh yeah,
it was great.
Ben's great.
I got a little tote bag from it. I was actually there as a member of the media. Like, I had a special reserved area, like in the middle section of the convention of the theater room that the panel was being hosted on. It was pretty fun. It was great.
Yeah, and Ben Starr's great. Big shout out to him. He repped and wore like a UVW pin at the Game Awards, and while he was like presenting and stuff. So big shout out. Yeah. Big shout out to Ben for that. I like Ben Starr. I don't know him personally.
No,
I know friends who know him personally.
Yeah.
Which just happens all the time. Like.
Yeah. No. He has a identifiable voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. 16 was great. Expedition 33 was nuts when I played.
Still haven't played it, but MAGFest Expedition 33, while it wasn't the theme, that was the most cosplayed game at MAGFest. In fact,
that was the game. Okay, yeah.
That was the game. Part of it is because the super French costume that's an unlockable costume that's like so popular on the internet. The baguette outfit of the red beret, the black and white striped shirt, and having a baguette and then a little red scarf.
Yep.
That is an easy cosplay.
So
I'm not
easy
insulting
to do.
people for doing it.
No.
That's a good thing. And so it was. You could not walk like.
I know
a couple feet without running into a baguette. There's a bunch of photo meetups, and I have a video of me because I was going outside and I passed in the atrium, the area with the photo meetup, and it was just a sea of sea of baguettes, and I got a video because it was insane. It was so many
baguettes in their
later
expedition uniforms. Yeah.
Yep, and later I saw a Waldo cosplayer, and I was thinking, did that Waldo cosplayer go to the baguette meetup? And they should have, because that would be incredible.
Where's Waldo in the
Because
sea of
people,
baguettes?
where's
Yeah.
Waldo? It's the perfect Where's Waldo. And MAGFest, there was Where's Waldo cosplayers last year. I think it's a thing at a con like this that you'll get a Where's Waldo cosplayer. This year was perfect for them, and so I really hope they did that.
Yeah,
I could not stop thinking about that. But yeah, Expedition 33 and Love in Deep Space were like the two big cosplay games this year.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, no, I know a couple of cosplay friends / acquaintances that went, and they were part of like a giant ass Expedition 33 group, full blown. Mael with the wig and the full blown Expedition uniform. It was great. Oh my god. I saw cosplayers as I'm gathering, starting to write for my blog again. I'm gathering photos for this month, and like the last post that just went up on Friday, lightningpalaceblog.blogspot. There's my plug. I featured a cosplayer brand new. Didn't know who they were. They did Minoko, the guy, the furry guy with the looks like a Yeti snowman with a giant lamppost.
Okay.
Full blown, and it was nuts.
There were some nuts. There were surprisingly a lot of From Software like Soulsborne cosplays, and incredible ones.
Really?
Like people in full massive armor. Yeah, it was very. That's kind of why I've been thinking, and I would anyway, about doing Gascoigne, because there was a good amount of FromSoft, and they're always so cool. Yeah. And I know I can't ever reach. Well, I can't in a year reach that level of costume they were doing.
Sure.
Because I'm talking about people in like full massive armor that just looks impressive. But there was a lot of it, and I was excited to see that. I like seeing the cosplayers who go like nuts, who just go full out. There was someone who, she was one of the bosses from Dark Souls 3, and her costume was so big that she got on the elevator with me, and her handler, and I say her handler, it was a friend like holding the train part of her massive dress to make sure it didn't get caught in the elevator, and she took up 2/3 of the elevator. It literally could only be me, her, and her friend going up because her dress was just so big, covered with bones and stuff. So sick. I wish I got a picture, but I'm like, you're in the elevator, you're not ready for this.
No, God, no.
I chatted with her. I kept getting wrong what character she was. I knew which one. I couldn't remember the name, and she kept like correcting me, and I'm like, I come across like an idiot.
Oh no.
Like she's like, no, this character, and I was like, I'm sorry. I didn't fully play Dark Souls 3. I'm a Bloodborne player. I'm sorry. I didn't say that, but that is the truth.
I was gonna ask, like, what were some standout cosplay that you saw during the event? Because I know there were a lot, and I'm curious to see whatever cosplay group they're gonna spawn out of KatsuCon.
I didn't get enough pictures. That happens of people's cosplays. That happens every year. But I think the standout ones to me were her, who is the person in the elevator, who I'm going to slowly stall. I'm not going to stall. I'm going to talk about something else while I look up what character she was, but it was incredible. I don't know if I can find her, but I'm trying to find the character, and then maybe I can lead to that. I know you saw on my story, there was a group cosplay of Evolutions in incredible. It was Gajinka cosplay, which I love, and one day I'm going to do a Pokemon Gajinka. But they were in full, like, massive, gorgeous ball gown dresses, every Evolution and an Eevee. It was a whole squad. Literally, you could tell they were a group, because sometimes you'll see Gajinkas that aren't part of a group, but they're similar. No, these, you could see the theming. No, you could see they all, like, worked together on, like, how exactly we would style the dresses. And as someone who also loves fashion, I've worked pro bono for some friends as a style coordinator, even helping my friend get her wedding dress. I love fashion stuff like that, and so it was incredible to see. I love. That's why I want to do a Gajinka of a Pokemon. But there was a unrelated, a Volcarona, in a girl as a Volcarona in a giant like dress and stuff. It was
Okay.
awesome.
Yep.
I did get a picture of her. She was so cool. She had a little baby Larvesta in her hand, and she was
Okay.
the
Yep.
big
Yep. Yep.
Volcarona with big wings. Um, like I said, there was for Soulsborne, there was someone as Havel, big giant armor. There was someone as the Nameless King, also
Yeah.
giant armor and a massive spear. I want to give a shout out, and sadly, I caught her while she was adjusting and like fixing her gauntlets, and I talked with her a bit. Also got the character wrong. I mistook what character, but there was
God.
it was a coin flip. It was okay. It was one of the only, because I didn't see one last year, is the only World of Warcraft cosplay I saw this year. There was none last year. You
Okay.
don't see Warcraft cosplays,
Not really.
which I'm like, that's stupid. But
You really
she
don't
was
let your
Sylvanas.
Sylvanas?
She cosplayed. She was Sylvanas. However, she was Sylvanas when Sylvanas had like. Sylvanas has a few different looks and does have a look that has reddish armor. So I saw the red armor and thought she was Valyria, who is Sylvanas' sister. Valyria Windrunner, who is also a rogue and wears more red armor. And I said, Valyria? And she was like, no, she's like, oh, no, her sister, Sylvanas. And I was like, because she wasn't the typical, like, black armor Banshee Queen Sylvanas. She was a different Sylvanas, but she was adjusting stuff, and I'm like, I'm not gonna ask for a picture now. I know. Yeah. I just wanted to tell you how excited. I wanted to tell you how excited I was to see a Warcraft cosplay.
Yeah.
I never see them here, and I'm like, I had to run to do help M. M needed a bathroom break and someone to watch the shop, and I was like, if I come back and she is still here, I'm getting a picture. She wasn't, unfortunately. But I was excited because you don't see Warcraft cosplay, and as a big WoW head.
Unless you're going to BlizzCon.
It's like MAGFest is still a gaming convention. Like I want to one day maybe do a Warcraft cosplay at MAGFest. The problem is, I don't know. There's not a Warcraft character I like that I could do a cosplay for at the moment because I'm too afraid of learning wigs and how to do wigs and sculpt them. I'll get to it eventually, but I'm primarily choosing characters with white or silver hair because that is my hair color. I need to get it back. I just bleached it, but
sure. Yeah.
So that's why I was specifically being like Smoker or Asterion because I'm like, that's just my hair color. I don't have to do anything except style it.
Yeah.
And there's not really a Warcraft character like that I want to do unless I did a gender swap. I don't want to be Khadgar. His outfit's boring.
Yeah, I've always told myself, and I think it is still true, like if I had unlimited funds or just all the time in the world to either make it myself or commission it, I would love to either be Kane Highwind from Final Fantasy IV or just deck me out in Dragoon armor. I want to look like a goddamn dragon. Give me a spear.
Yeah.
Like that. I mean, that's the class I play in FF14 when I was on that for a hot minute. Yeah, no, it's always funny because I do remember PAX East last year. Expedition 33 was the game because it just so happened to have came out the month before. It was either Expedition Uniformed or you're going Baguette. So I'm very curious. My hunch, well, not a hunch. I would love to guess that maybe Dispatch will be the game for PAX East this year, because that just came out a couple months ago.
There were Dispatch cosplayers. I just haven't played it, but people were pointing out Dispatch was well cosplayed, so I could see that bet. I think that's a safe bet.
Yeah, I'm
that
curious.
Or still Expedition 33 because it just won game of the year.
Yeah,
I know it came out a year ago, but that's why there was so much at MAGFest. It just won Game of the Year. It's such a hot IP at the moment.
I think Final Fantasy was also a big hit last year at PAX East. I think in part maybe because of the Magic the Gathering panel that was going on at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Because then they also had like they had setups a booth where you could either mimic the garden in the church when you meet Aerith, or you could pose, and I did. You could pose with the motorcycle that Cloud rides.
Oh. Yeah.
Trying to think.
That's sick.
I'd be surprised. Well, maybe not so much surprised if Larian Studios is there again, because they've been at PAX East for the last several years.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they are working on a new thing, but they are very early on.
True, yeah. Yeah, several indie games I'm expecting to see. I'm expecting to see Many Worlds Tavern there, which is they make coffee and tea.
Okay. I was like, I don't know them. I now know why you know them.
Themed around having late night tabletop or D&D sessions. And like they create their own characters for like your own D&D like adventures if you want to have them. So I'm expecting them and probably gonna buy a bag of coffee. I always do. Yeah, no, trying to think. What else? Well, what else about the con do you want to talk about in terms of just MAGFest? Anything else?
Definitely, I think I covered. Oh, sorry. What was that?
Well, no. I mean, you definitely covered a lot. Like,
yeah, I definitely and we've been going for like over an hour, so we definitely.
Yeah, we
can wrap up soon. But like, no, it's just I love it. I just adore. Also, side note, the cosplayer was dressed as Aldrich, Devourer of Gods from Dark Souls 3. Just want to say that.
Okay.
And I kept accidentally thinking that she was hold on, I thought it was right here. It might have been from Dark Souls 2. I thought she was like either the Baneful Queen or something, like a different character. I kept saying that, but no, it was I kept saying the wrong name, but I knew which character she was.
Okay,
because by look, I was like, I know your look, and I know, but I don't. But no, it was incredible. If you look up Aldrich, Devourer of Gods, it is such a cool look, and it is massive.
There's this one photographer I follow on Instagram who is pretty much one of the goats in terms of cosplay photography, because he will photograph anyone and everyone.
Oh yeah.
And he's still on he's still on a slew of posting post after post of like several of like multiple photos of each post of all the MAGFest cosplays. So I imagine like if I stalk his Instagram for a little bit, I could find the cosplay you're talking about. High chance.
I honestly I don't know how many people cosplay it, so I'm literally going to do a quick search and say Aldrich, Devourer of Gods, cosplay. And, there's more than I expected. So, okay, but none of the, no, wait.
Oh. Absolutely
not her. That's not even a cosplay. That's someone in drag, which I'm not shouting at drag, but literally the outfit was a big black. It was not it. Okay, no, none of these are. I guess it wasn't as easy to find. I thought it was gonna be a slam dunk. Like they're not everyone could. This is such a crazy costume. Like that's so hard. And then cosplayers, you crazy.
They do be crazy. Yeah,
they do be. Incredible.
Yeah,
but that covers everything I would want to talk about. MAGFest is just so cool. Sure. Like everyone should go at least once and experience it, and more people are. It started as a tiny con, like a hidden gem, and now it is massive.
It's
so massive that they
are talking about it. Yeah,
they now have MAGWest, which is in San Jose. But to me, I've heard it's good. I've heard it's good. I've talked to people. But to me, one of the things that makes MAGFest so good is the venue. The Gaylord Hotel is incredible, especially set up as 24/7. That I don't think it'll feel the same if you go to something else that tries to be MAGFest.
If you're not at the gazebo, you're down on the lower level where the fountain is, and like you go right outside the fountain, and you have the giant slew like block of like you get a view of the Ferris wheel, and it's like, no, yeah, from both my years going to CaptureCon, it was just cosplay 24/7.
It's great. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, KatsuCon is like, because here's the other thing: MAGFest isn't a quote-unquote cosplay convention.
No,
people
not really.
cosplay. There's a lot, but KatsuCon is like talking
KatsuCon
with
is where the cosplayers bring their A game, so to speak. Yeah,
KatsuCon is the A game. You still see incredible stuff at MAGFest because MAGFest also is. You will see more game cosplay at MAGFest. You won't see as much anime cosplay because MAGFest is not an anime convention. KatsuCon is.
Yep.
And so you'll see game cosplay at MAGFest. Less anime, but there's still anime. I did One Piece. There's random One Piece cosplayers. You could argue One Piece has video games. Boom. Done.
One
Easy.
cosplay I'm planning to write about this month from MAGFest, there was a fucking Daredevil cosplay.
Oh yeah. Oh well. Especially right now, Marvel Rivals is the reason you're seeing. The majority of the Marvel cosplays I saw, because it took my brain a second too, but every single one was an outfit from Marvel Rivals, including my friend cosplayer Soap Deity. I can actually give a direct shout out. Professional cosplayer from Canada. I'm making sure I'm saying the username right. Don't mess with me now, Instagram. But Soap Deity, they cosplayed Rogue in one of Rogue Savage Land outfit from Marvel Rivals. And then I saw on the last day someone as the freaking, I have this skin in Rivals. It's so sick. It is a Black Panther skin where it is like a big full panther, like it is like
the ancestor one.
Ancestor. Yeah, it's the ancestor one. Someone I saw.
I
saw someone in that. It was sick. There was someone as Magic. There was at least a few Magics walking around from Rivals.
I caved earlier today and bought the goddamn battle pass, which I never do, but like
I did last season. And I didn't play after the day I bought it. Like I was like, yeah, I want these outfits, and I didn't play.
Because one of the last page of the battle pass has frickin' Sue in a very attractive disco outfit, and I'm like, she's my girl, she's my main. I gotta do it.
I also play Sue, but I have the Penance or whatever her evil form is.
Malice.
Malice. Penance is another Marvel character. Penance is Skull after he. Oh my goodness. Quick side tangent for those who only know the MCU and know the Civil War being based on Sokovia and the Sokovian Accords. In the comics, Civil War started after a freaking team of heroes messed up fighting a villain who could explode outside of an elementary school in Stamford, Connecticut. And they blew up an elementary school.
Oh, good.
There's a reason you didn't do that. But one of the one of the heroes, Speedball, felt so bad about it that he became the anti-hero Penance, where he wore an outfit that hurt him to remind him of the pain he had caused. It was a very dumb edgelord character.
Who do you typically like? What are your you have like a group of mains that you typically go to in Marvel Rivals?
I especially like playing defenders. I'm a tank player at heart, even though I've never tanked in an MMO. I just like tanking and supporting. But let's see, I haven't played in a bit because I try to only play with friends. But for a while, Magneto was like my main tank. But I would also Magneto, Namor, Black Panther.
Fuck you.
I wasn't a good Black Panther, don't worry. Don't worry. I was a bad Black Panther. It took me a while to figure out how I could play him. Mr. Fantastic, I really liked when he came out. I play Sue as well. Oh, no, wait. Magneto was my tank main. And then my boy Ben Grimm came out, and I am a Thing main. I love playing as him. I love playing as the Thing. I have his freaking detective skin.
Yeah, of course you do. The trench coat, you gotta.
It is the best one. And when me and my friend would, he would run Thor, I would run the Thing, and we would just basically offensive linebacker the enemy team and just decimate them. Because it's just two dudes running in and destroying their front line, and then they get cleaned up. But the Thing is my main, and then, like, after that, Namor and Black Panther were, like, my most played other characters, and then for supports, it was Sue. I play Invisible Woman as a support.
I succumbed to the Gooner skins because Jesus fucking Christ.
I wanted to play her because I liked her kit. But
I have the bikini skin. So
of course. But I will say that game, they know their market because every character has a Gooner skin. Loki has a Gooner skin. Like, yeah, it's very interesting.
When I started, it was Moon Knight. I was god awful until I figured out how to play as him. It was Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Then
Freaking Moon Knight.
I think it was until the Fantastic Four dropped. Then it was Sue. Then I was waiting for Johnny to show up. I'm not that great at Johnny. I don't play as much as him anymore.
No.
I got into playing as Psylocke. Psylocke's pretty fun. And then
that was cool. The reason I bought the Battle Pass and then I just didn't play because I have too many games in my life and just too much to do is Angela. I was like, I don't care about Angela, and then I played her. I'm like, fun. And then I saw a skin of hers that that made me go, oh, I guess I'm buying the Battle Pass.
No, then I succumbed to Dommy Mommy Emma Frost. She's the only tank I play.
Yeah, everyone does.
Because good lord, them thighs. But then, no, the same thing with me was like, when Gambit dropped, I was like, he's a healer?
Yeah, Gambit I'm trying to learn. He's very hard.
Gambit, he is so fun. Oh my god.
He's super fun. I love playing him, but he is hard.
He can be.
I enjoy Gambit. I enjoy when they dropped Gambit, and I was like, okay, Gambit will be my support with Sue. But again, I haven't played in ages, and my friend group, the game could be toxic, so my friend group doesn't really like playing it that much anymore. But I discovered you can play against bots with people, and that's how I was playing it, and it counts for your quests, so you can still unlock stuff on the Battle Pass.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't bother with competitive play because that makes me angry. So I just do quick match.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I just know people can be evil and awful.
No, yeah, I try to knock out the quest when they're available within a couple of days, and then I just don't touch it, because this was going to be a perfect lead into, like, as we start to wrap up, like, you know, what games are you playing?
Not as much Rivals. I've been playing a lot of Hades 2. I'm almost done. I'm, like, deep in the Hades 2. I'm about to
done
end.
with it, yeah.
Nice. I'm very close. That's another thing. I don't know if I'll ever be able to, because another dream cosplay of mine is Chaos from Hades 2 specifically. That is a dream cosplay of mine.
Oh my god.
But like I said, dream cosplay.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's ever gonna happen, but any of the Hades cosplays are just like would be difficult.
Yep.
But that is a dream one of mine. I've been playing a lot of Hades 2. Before that, I actually beat it on the way to MAGFest, Silksong. I officially beat Act 3.
Okay. Very nice.
On the plane to MAGFest, I had been on the final boss for weeks, but I had also taken a break, and I'm like, yeah, I guess I'll play in the plane. I doubt I'll make progress. Beat it in an hour. Beat the boss like on a plane. I'm like, I don't understand. I've struggled on my couch, and I can do it on a plane.
No, that's how this works.
It's so crazy. World of Warcraft, I've been playing. I need to get back into it because Midnight comes out in March, and Midnight comes out in March. I have the expansion. I need to get back in and back up to speed, or else my guild will not include. I won't be able to join raid if I'm not up to speed. But I did for all of War Within. I beat heroic before the season ended on every single season. So I am a raider. I'm an AOTC raider. Means head of the curve for people who don't know World of Warcraft. But then I felt I haven't played in like 2 months because, and there's stuff I could do, and there's new story content I think is dropping sooner, or just did. I need to jump back in, but I've been taking a bit of a break because there's just so much going on. And other than that, I eventually need to open my copy of Kirby Air Riders that I bought day one and haven't touched.
So you have a Switch too? Yeah, no, I've been playing that.
No,
yeah.
I won a Switch 2 at my friend's birthday. He was giving away a Switch 2.
I remember seeing you post about that. Yeah.
Friend, I want a Switch. So that's the only reason I have a Switch 2. I would not have gotten it anytime soon. And then I should be on Tuesday back to streaming. I took like a month off.
Sure.
But I will be back to finishing Okami. I've been playing Okami for the first time.
Nice.
It's a fun game. It's definitely long, but I enjoy it. It's good.
Yeah. So I'm playing Marvel Rivals. Kirby Air Riders every now and then. I'll do a couple of, mainly now that I like fully unlocked or fully completed those checkerboard achievement things. I did two of them, and I'm done stressing out over the other one. But I just do like maybe 1 or 2 city trial matches every now and then. I still do Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Oh yeah, everyone's back into that right
Tiny
now.
Bookshop is really cozy. It's where you
heard of it?
Yep, and I finished full through the thank you update extra dungeon that Expedition 33 added. Played through Dispatch last year after all the episodes dropped. And so now, because I got a little fun gift card for my birthday, I am waiting till next Wednesday to make a decision on either Cyberpunk 2077 is very cheap right now, but I also want to see how much Romeo is a Dead Man cost.
Okay.
That's the new Suda 51 game that's coming out.
Oh, yes.
It was announced last year, and it's coming out next Wednesday.
I forgot. Yeah. I'm a bad friend. My friend works for Suda, so yes, support that game. Friend I might see tonight, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I forgot about that. I haven't played any Suda games, and I need to. They're all great, but yeah, my friend works for Grasshopper.
Oh, that's dope.
And so, yeah, she got the job when she was living in Japan, and they let her keep it when she moved back over to America.
No, that's great.
Yeah. She moved to Japan to do like teaching, like a lot of people do, and then ended up being hired to do like social media or marketing or something for Grasshopper.
Yeah,
crazy.
Well, sort of a nice segue to like one more topic before we just end it, in case you had any questions. Because then another game that I'm looking forward to is the third Coffee Talk game, Coffee Talk Tokyo, where same premise, but the cafe is based in Tokyo. They just delayed it, coming out in May instead of March, which is fine.
Okay.
But
game delays. I, as someone who works in the game industry, which we didn't even like talk about, I work in video games. That was not said at the top.
It was never said at the top.
But,
no. Yeah.
Yeah, but worked in video games for a decade. But I am always pro games being delayed.
Sure.
A game being delayed is only good for everyone.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, but I want it now. Yeah, but do you want it good? And do you want the workers to not be pushed to death?
Yeah.
Always pro game delay.
I mean, my side tangent rant is that they showed off Kingdom Hearts 4 way too early. We haven't heard.
Yeah, they shouldn't have showed it at all.
A peep about it since the first trailer.
Yeah.
4 years ago, 2022, and like I am fully convinced that we are getting the full FF7 remake trilogy before Kingdom Hearts 4. Which is just
it's King. I hope. I know this is funny, and I know people would disagree with me, and I know you would disagree with me, and you wouldn't want that to happen. I hope it's another 4 years before we hear an update. I want it to be like Kingdom Hearts 2 to Kingdom Hearts 3. Come on. The only difference...
Nomura said he has an end in sight, and I'm like, good.
He does.
Because you abuse
and where are the
tie-in
games? Like, I want them to start doing crazy tie-in games again. What happened to the crazy tie-in games on every platform?
One. They canceled
bring
the mobile.
them back.
Well, they canceled the mobile game. They canceled Missing Link. No one cares.
Okay. I mean, no one cares about any of them, but please, do that again. It's so funny. That's how we get the best video game names. And by the best, I mean the craziest video game names.
358 over 2 days.
358 over 2. Not a good game. I played it. I didn't like it.
It was fine. I don't remember any of it. But...
Yeah, the combat system was a little weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the remake trilogy is phenomenal, but like, good God. Because I'm convinced the third game's going to come out in 2027. I am thoroughly convinced. Ties in with FF7's 30th anniversary. And, I mean, I imagine they were working on both games.
The 30th? Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I imagine they were working on both games at the same time, but like, the Switch 2, Remake Part 1 just came out. And then they just had a direct. The second one coming out in June for the Switch 2, I was like, what kind of turnaround is that? That's insane.
That means they've probably been they must have been
working on it for like
no they have, as someone in game development who worked on a PS5 game before the PS5 was out. They've absolutely been developing it, and especially with the part 2. They've been developing it in concert together. Especially because, well, here's the other thing. If you're developing a game, you can have multiple builds, but the Switch 2 version isn't like they're building it from a completely different engine. They still have the game, it's just modifying it for the as someone who has developed for things on multiple consoles, it will, so they had the game already. So the turnaround can be faster because the game had already been finished.
No, sure.
And just adjustments. So that's definitely probably why it came out so fast.
I mean, I remember I read a quote from the director that, like, you know, getting Remake onto the Switch 2 is that they learned a lot from when they were adapting it for the Steam Deck. So that's got to be the same kind of thing for Rebirth. Yeah, no, I'm just like, I mean, I have a Kingdom Hearts tattoo on my shoulder, but I'm like, being a fan of this franchise is painful. It is very painful.
Oh, yeah. I'm happy not being a Final Fantasy or Square fan. I played Kingdom Hearts 2 for the first time like 2 years ago. It was cool.
Yeah.
But I've never, like, I've always been outside of that fandom. I have never played a mainline Final Fantasy game. I've never played any of the numbers. Tactics Advance 1 and 2, though, and Crystal Chronicles, played the shit out of them, but I've never played any of the numbered Final Fantasy games.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But speaking of, last thing we'll mention, if you want, because I know I talked with you in some capacity about my trip to Japan, which I know from some of your family members saying that was a dream trip for you, and that you almost went on it, and I think the pandemic happened? Was that what it was?
Yes, I was supposed to go in 2020. I still have it saved up. I just need to find time and energy. I have a friend who lives in Japan, so I'd be going to see my friend, and then we would be doing stuff together.
Yeah.
That's been on the docket. I also have a bunch of friends out here who go regularly, and so it's gonna happen. I just need the time and energy to plan it.
Time.
But I have the money. It's already saved. It's just That's it. Is just finding time and energy.
Yep.
But yeah, it's in the docket. Maybe not anytime soon because traveling out and back to the US right now isn't the safest because of the US. But there's the few of my Canadian cosplay friends, one of them canceled going to Katsucon because they don't feel safe coming to the US anymore. I'm glad I saw them at MAGFest.
Don't blame
even
them.
though I wasn't going to Katsu.
Yeah.
But like it's but Japan someday is still going to happen. I have it prepped.
Anything else you want to know about it that I can tell you if I can remember?
Nothing for me personally, only because like literally everybody I know around me has gone to Japan in the last like 3 years.
Oh, and I've told you
And
about
so
it.
I've
Okay, yeah, so you got...
Yeah, I've gotten so much about Japan, and
Oh, wait.
like I have friends who are like, "Oh, you have to do this," and I'm like, "I'm going." Oh, the Japanese copy of
This was the most expensive
Blue.
game I bought.
Oh, I believe it.
$200.
That's probably very I believe it. That was a collector's
I got
item.
this thing too.
Oh heck yeah! What is it? Oh, Smash.
Smash.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then I have a copy of FF10 that I got for like $10,
Nice.
but it had, I guess it came with like a second disc that has like interviewed with the devs and the cast, all in Japanese, of course. But I mean, the one sticking point with me was that they had trailers for like upcoming things around that time frame. I think it has like one of the first known working trailers for the original Kingdom Hearts, back when it had the original logo, which was not the logo that we have now. And I saw that trailer on the DVD and I lost my shit. It's like, oh man, I have like Kingdom Hearts history in my hands right now.
Yeah, that's sick.
And then I got like I got Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. I'm looking at it, and
Nice.
I got a copy of Wind Waker because the box arts are insane.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely, when I eventually go, I am bringing a second suitcase for sure. Like, you gotta.
That's what we
You
were
gotta.
told. That's what we were
As a
told.
huge, as a gaming and a One Piece fan going to Japan,
Oh
you
my
gotta.
god, you just, oh my god.
Maybe 2 suitcases. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yep. But it does sound like a solid place to wrap up.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed learning about MAGFest. If you haven't already, again, I can't remember. I imagine I did do an episode about it. Maybe, I don't know when. But this was great. I mean, I don't get to see Donny often until he comes. It's really until you come over here for family stuff or whatever.
And yeah, I don't head back east all that often. I'm very much rooted into the West Coast, so yeah. So this was good. This is good.
Yeah, no. Someday I'm gonna get out there. Someday I'm gonna go out there.
Yeah.
I know my friend Shelly and I have talked. Like, we'll go to California one day. We want to experience Disneyland at least once.
Disneyland's great.
We got the Disney bug. I more so do more than they do.
Yeah.
But we just love planning the trips. But yeah. So that's gonna do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, us talking and yapping. If they want to go find your Avengers stuff post, where do they go?
Instagram is a good place for it. Where I am SpvceVitch SpvceVVitch My Twitch is just SpvceVitch SpvceVVitch with no underscore. You could also find me on Blue Sky there, but Instagram and Twitch I'm more active on, so I think that's where you would find me. Blue Sky I'm active on. I don't post a lot, and most of my posts are very political. So if you're not very left leaning, maybe don't. Just don't.
Yeah, I mean, I still have I still post on X, but at this point I don't share my work. And it's like a lot of my cosplay friends
destroyed my X.
They haven't jumped ship yet, unfortunately. So
yeah, I think it's a little wild. I have a few friends who haven't either, and I don't understand.
So I honestly just
that's a whole other topic.
I use my X account to just be, horny and feral. That's it. Really.
Yeah.
But everywhere else, Blue Sky, Instagram, Twitch. If I'm not streaming new episodes or gaming, but again, that's a whole other topic about energy levels. But this was great. Dude, thank you so much for doing this with me. This was great.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, hopefully
Glad we could find time.
Yeah, hopefully I won't be there won't be a long lapse in between episodes. I'm hoping, because I was legit scared that this could be the last year I do the show because of how the remainder of last year went, and just so I'm hoping I can turn this around. But thank you guys so much.